afternoon. You're watching Times Now Live with me, Siddharth Talia. Let's turn our attention to what's been happening in Tamil Nadu, which is, of course, a poll-bound state with state assembly elections scheduled to be held next year. Now, what we're getting to hear from sources is that we could possibly witness a big escalation in the language row, wherein the Tamil Nadu government is considering the possibility to bring a bill that might place certain restrictions vis-a-vis Hindi. That is what is being communicated as per sources. The Chief Minister, Mr. M.K. Stalin, has previously stated that only if a language survives, the race will survive. The move, which is based on top source-based information, is seen as a significant escalation in the state's long-standing opposition to what it terms as Hindi imposition. Remember that the M.K. Stalin-led dispensation in the state of Tamil Nadu has also raised its objections to the NEP as well as the three-language formula. Let me in fact go across to my colleague Dharini for more on this. Dharini, a lot of speculation about what this possible bill might entail. Can you tell us about what is being mulled at this juncture within the top hierarchy of the DMK and the Tamil Nadu government about any restriction whatsoever vis-a-vis Hindi? Is there anything of that nature being mulled at all?
Well, we are given to understand through top sources that a bill to limit the usage of Hindi in Tamil Nadu is going to be tabled in the assembly session on the last day of the assembly session. We are not able to confirm the clauses of this particular bill yet, but we are given to understand that this bill will be aimed at limiting the usage of Hindi in Tamil Nadu and also curbing Hindi imposition in Tamil Nadu. These two are the main objectives of this particular bill, and this bill is likely to be tabled in the Tamil Nadu Assembly on the last day of the session, that is on the 17th of October. Of course, since the DMK came to power in 2021, the DMK has passed multiple resolutions in connection with objection to Hindi imposition and two-language formula, etc. The DMK has always opposed any kind of imposition of Hindi or other languages, and now this move, if it happens, it will be seen as a strong message by the DMK government to the people of Tamil Nadu just 6 months ahead of polls. And as I told, if and when this bill is tabled, this bill will have two key objectives. One is to limit the usage of Hindi in Tamil Nadu, and the other is to curb the imposition of Hindi in Tamil Nadu. The clauses of the bill are not known yet. It is still being discussed. It is still in the discussion stages. In fact, last evening, our Chief Minister M.K. Stalin held internal discussions with senior lawyers of the DMK, including Mr. N.R. Ilangu and Wilson. So it is told that this particular bill was discussed during their meeting, but the clauses are not still known yet, and only if and when the bill is tabled in the assembly, we will be able to tell what are the exact clauses in this bill are.
All right, Dharini, do stay with us because we also have Mr. Kovai Sathyan of the AIADMK now joining us. Mr. Sathyan, we're still trying to wait for specifics about what this particular bill, if at all it is being contemplated, might entail. But what we're getting to hear from sources is that certain restrictions may be imposed or limitations on the usage of Hindi. Now, if such a bill is indeed introduced on the last day of the assembly session on the 17th of this month, will the AIADMK support it?
See, if you hear these words, language, rights, state autonomy, state rights, by DMK, then you can be sure that elections are wrong. Since elections are a few months away, these are all vote bank politics to instigate people by DMK. And whatever they table will not have any grounds or merits, and they will try to spin a narrative around that. AIADMK stand on which is clear. We are okay with a two-language policy, but don't impose our stand. But DMK stand would be like Tamil is under threat, Hindi should not grow. They will play the divisive politics in the name of language, caste, creed and religion. They have nothing to talk about as their achievements to face the people in 2026 assembly, which is just 4-5 months away. They want to instigate and divide people, and this is their trump card. They use this for years. Everybody in Tamil Nadu knows this.
But Mr. Sathyan, do you believe that these are diversionary tactics on the part of the DMK? We'll of course have to wait and see as to whether or not such a bill is going to be introduced, and if it is, then what does that bill actually entail? But do you believe that in the aftermath of the Karur stampede and the criticism of the mishandling of the entire matter, this is a diversionary tactic on the part of the ruling dispensation?
Every action of this government's incompetence is exposed by the judiciary. It is evident and clear. Education is in the concurrent list. Tabling any such which impacts the concurrent list concept will be challenged. Then DMK will cry on it saying that, see, we are there to protect the language and we are not able to do so. They'll try to spin a political narrative. So you have to understand the evil intent of DMK. They are not for the welfare of the state people or whatever it is. They call themselves as custodians of the language and state rights. But indeed the other way around. They play divisive politics based on language, caste and religion.
Is this also an attempt, Mr. Sathyan, final question, is this also an attempt on the part of the DMK to perhaps drive a wedge between your party and the BJP, which is of course in alliance for the elections? Because if the DMK wants to project itself as the custodian of Tamil language and culture and state rights and federalism, can the AIADMK be seen to be left behind? Because that appears to be the intention if at all such a bill is introduced.
That MK Stalin will find it difficult to answer is why he has to wait 4.5 years to table such bill if he has so much love for the language.
Mr. Sathyan, thank you. Thank you for your perspective on this. Let me in fact go across to Dharini as well. Dharini, we're still waiting for specific information now to emerge on what kind of clauses might such a bill actually include. Now, there's a lot of speculation doing the rounds in the social media as well as elsewhere about some of the specifics pertaining to the bill. What we're gathering from sources is that certain limitations could possibly be introduced on the usage of Hindi, but what kind of limitations, that's still unclear as of now. What are your sources telling you?
Well, of course, the speculations are on a rise since today morning. In fact, if you look at social media and several news reports, they claim that specific clauses related to movies, songs and hoardings, they are going to be part of this particular bill. But when we spoke to multiple sources in the DMK party, none of them are confirming the clauses. Like in fact, if you look at the speculations about songs and movies, the speculations say that there might be a clause which will ban Hindi movies and Hindi songs completely in Tamil Nadu. But again, if such a clause is introduced, the larger question is, will this particular clause be able to pass through the legal scrutiny? Because whether will a state be able to ban songs and movies of a particular language in its geographical area is something that is the bigger question here. And if such a clause will be able to pass, the legal scrutiny is something that we need to wait and see. But anything about clauses is speculation at this point, and none of the DMK sources, they are giving us 100% information on the exact clauses that are going to be part of this particular bill. But what we can very clearly state confidently at this moment is that this bill will be aimed at limiting the usage of Hindi in Tamil Nadu, and this bill will be aimed at curbing the imposition of Hindi in Tamil Nadu. So what are the specific clauses that are going to be part of this bill that will help in achieving these two objectives is something that we have to wait and see on the last day of the assembly session.
Absolutely, Dharini, and we will not jump the gun. We will not speculate on what the specifics are unless and until we're able to obtain a confirmation about the same. But Dharini, let's also talk about the political backdrop in which all these developments are taking place. The Stalin government in Tamil Nadu, according to many, is on a serious back foot. Given what transpired in Karur, the deaths that took place and the political fallout of all of that, as well as obviously the criticism on the part of the Madras High Court, which has now decided to pass on the investigation in the hands of the CBI. So the Stalin government has come in for serious criticism. This is being interpreted by many in political circles as also a diversionary tactic. Let's come back to the entire debate on language as well as culture and Hindi imposition to perhaps detract some of the attention from a lot of criticism that the Stalin government is being subjected to over what happened in Karur. That's one analysis that's coming to the fore.
Well, definitely, on September 27, 41 people lost their lives in the TVK rally in Karur, and it was a complete stampede-like situation. And since then, a lot of questions are being raised about the preparedness of the police department, whether sufficient security measures were put in place by the police department to prevent such a disaster. So both TVK and the Tamil Nadu police department, they are equally being blamed in connection with the Karur stampede. In fact, if you look at the opposition parties in Tamil Nadu, that is the AIADMK and the BJP, they are pinpointing the blame completely on the Stalin Sarkar, completely on the police department. I know both AIADMK and the BJP, they seem to be giving a clean sheet to Mr. Vijay and Tamilnaga Vetri Kalagam. They say that if the police department had given sufficient security, then this disaster would have been avoided and the lives of 41 people could have been saved, is what both AIADMK and BJP say, and they are completely 100% they are pinpointing the blame only on the Stalin Sarkar and the police department. And of course, as far as the public perception is concerned, it looks like the public perception is also kind of mixed. Most of the public, they feel that the responsibility is lying on the shoulders of both the TVK and the Tamil Nadu government, especially the police department. So definitely, if and when this bill about limiting the usage of Hindi and curbing Hindi imposition is going to be tabled in the Tamil Nadu Assembly, then it will look like a diversionary tactic in the eyes of the opposition parties. The opposition parties will say that the DMK government is doing this to divert the attention of the public from the lapses on part of the police department in connection with Karur stampede. And in fact, we just now heard what AIADMK's Kovai Sathyan had to say. He says that whenever the DMK government is facing the ire of the people, whenever the DMK government is facing objections and criticisms from the people, they will pick up a language issue, they will pick up something about Hindi or Hindi imposition to divert the attention, is what he says. So if and when this bill is tabled in the assembly, then the opposition is likely to pick up this angle very strongly against the DMK.
Okay. Dharini, stay with us. We'll stick to Tamil Nadu, but moving on to another development as far as this particular story is concerned.